Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. How's life there? It seems like just 365 ago I was saying this, but Happy New Year everybody. In the beginning of 2023, we have such a great event from Kelas Kreatif Indonesia. Well, Ibu dan Bapak, welcome to Kelas Kreatif International Teaching Conference with the theme Integrating Teaching, Learning, and Assessment in EFL Classes. My name is Beny Arum. I'm an English teacher from SMP Negeri 1 Tayu, Patir Regency, Central Java, and I will be the one who is hosting this session today. Well, need I inform to you that this webinar is the recorded one, and it will be uploaded in Kelas Kreatif YouTube, so you have to stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification. Well, everybody, going on the main session with an excellent Ibu Marjenny. Have you been here, Bu Jenny? Hello, Bu Jenny? Okay, you are still muted. Okay, hello, Bu Jenny. That's okay. Okay, but before Bu Jenny deliver her presentation, I would like to read her CV first. Okay, Ibu Jenny is an English teacher in SMA Negeri 1 Batang Anai, Padang, West Sumatra, Indonesia. She has been teaching there since 2005 until now. Previously, she was also a lecturer in LPP LIA Padang. She's also pengajar praktik program Guru Penggerak Cycle 4. Her research interest is about improving students' English skill and learning motivation. She also writes some books about learning process in the classroom. She also received many rewards and achievements, such as being the second runner-up of best practice competition for Guru SMA in West Sumatra 2019, and still many more. What an excellent teacher. Well, Ibu dan Bapak, let's welcome Bu Jenny to this session for delivering her presentation. But before starting it, let's have a small talk with her. Okay, Bu Jenny, hello.
Hello,
how are
Bu
you
Beny.
today?
Hello, everybody. Nice. Thank you, Bu Beny.
Okay, I'm so vivacious for this session anyway.
Me too. Thank you for the chance given.
Okay, and we need to know that the title of the presentation is really, really interesting. I guess that all the participants or the viewers of this YouTube from Kelas Kreatif Indonesia will be excited as well for this session. Okay, are you ready for delivering your presentation, Bu Jenny?
Yep, sure.
Okay, well, okay. Do you want to share the screen or I will share the screen? Sorry.
Yeah, maybe you can do that.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. It's still loading for the slides. Wait a minute. Okay, I would like to share the screen first. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Bu Beny.
Okay.
Okay. All right, that's it.
Okay, Bu Jenny, you can start your presentation in about 25 minutes. The time is yours.
Okay. Thank you, Bu Beny. Well, everybody, thank you for the chance given to me, and especially to Kelas Kreatif Indonesia. Pak Dadan is the founder who has given me a great opportunity to try to share, to present my best practice. The title of this best practice is DIGILING. DIGILING, Bu Beny. Yeah, it is an acronym of digital storytelling. So the title is Digital Storytelling in Accommodating Differentiated Learning. Okay, next, Bu Beny. Yeah, all right. Okay, before delivering my presentation, let me start talking about Kurikulum Merdeka itself. I mean the rationale of Kurikulum Merdeka, because nowadays most of the schools in Indonesia have applied Kurikulum Merdeka, including my school. So as Benny told us just now, I'm a teacher of SMA Negeri 1 Batanganai in Padang Pariaman Regency, West Sumatera Barat. Well, if we talk about Kurikulum Merdeka, so of course we are going to talk about the character building here. As we know that this curriculum emphasizes more on the development of skills and the character aspect, which is the creation of profil pelajar Pancasila with its 6 elements, namely achievement, faith, piety to God, and noble character, also global diversity, mutual cooperation, independence, critical and creative thinking. Okay, the next one to be considered is about differentiated instruction or differentiated learning. It is very famous term for these 2 years. So actually, the terminology differentiated instruction has been existed for a long time, but now in Kurikulum Merdeka, the special place is put on this differentiated instruction. Okay, this best practice digiling or digital storytelling deals with differentiated instruction, because the process of differentiating instructions is carried out to answer students' learning needs, styles, and also interests of the student. And then the learning style difference. This is the next part. We talk about learning style difference because in the class, in homogeneous class, Kurikulum Merdeka, so consists of several kinds of students with different learning style. So some of the students are visual learner, while some are auditory, and the other are kinesthetic. So this is what do you call that? Heterogeneity in homogeneity. And then we also talk about diagnostic and non-diagnostic assessment. As we know that everybody, before conducting a classroom in Kurikulum Merdeka, the students have been placed or have been clustered into the same class. So they have to count on diagnostic and non-diagnostic assessment first. So we can say that in certain class, there are students with almost the same level of what do you call that? The same level of intelligence, or after we try to give diagnostic and non-diagnostic assessment to those students. And then we also talk about the 5 concept or 5M concept in Kurikulum Merdeka. The concept deals with humanizing relationship among the students, understanding concepts, building sustainability, choosing challenges, and also empowering context. So we know that in this current learning is aimed at encouraging students to learn more meaningfully in increasing their competence. Okay. And then the next one is about digital literacy. If we talk about digital literacy, it is the ability that the students have to master dealing with the use of technology here. So we know that our students, most of them are digital native. So they were born with technology itself. So if the students master the technology or digital literacy, not only the students, I guess, but also the teacher and also parents, if those 3 factors, whether students, teachers, and parents, have mastered technology, it can be their strength in mastering material, especially in Kurikulum Merdeka. And the last one, we also talk about the 4C skills here. What I mean by 4C is, maybe everybody have known that. This is the critical thinking, creative collaboration, and communication skills as well as being able to collaborate among students in the learning process. So if learning can take place, if the learning itself can insert the 4 skills, because the students really need those 4 skills in if they want to become, what do you call that, global citizen. Okay, so those are the rationale of Kurikulum Merdeka. Okay, next slide, Ibu Beny, thank you. Well, this is what I told you. This is my best practice. Actually, I have conducted this kind of best practice, this kind of technique in my own classroom. I'm teaching at the 10th, 11th, and 12th grade level actually, but I try to conduct this digiling or digital storytelling on the 10th grade, especially on phase E in class 10, E9 in SMA Negeri 1 Batangan. So this digital storytelling is aimed at enhancing students' English ability because we can find this narrative or storytelling in capaian pembelajaran or CP for the 10th grade students or phase E. It is mostly on narrative text, and previously for me myself and maybe some of you dear teachers, you also did the same maybe. So I have tried to give role play, maybe a writing story or oral communication skills as a product of narrative text. But I try to conduct this digital storytelling with my students in the form of project-based product. So this is based on the projects. As I mentioned before, English has now in Kurikulum Merdeka, especially for phase E, we have 6 skills here, namely listening, speaking, reading, writing, and 2 other more skills, viewing and also presenting skills. So the students are demanded to master all these skills in grasping English if they want to be master in English. Okay. Thank you, Bu Beny. Next slide. Okay. Now let's talk about the purposes and the benefits of the technique itself, or digiling, digital storytelling. Well, talking about this term, digiling, Bu Beny and other fellow audience, I try to use the term digiling because it is easy to remember. It just comes directly to my mind. I need to find the term, what is the specific term for this digital storytelling. So the word digiling come to my mind. That's it. Well, if we talk about the purpose of this technique, the first one is it initiates narrative learning technique. So it can be used as one alternative technique in teaching narrative to the students. Okay, and then it also proposes differentiated learning. In this case, it's differentiated instruction or differentiated learning in content, process, and product. Because I can say that it is differentiation in content. I let the student free to choose the title or the kinds of the narrative text that they are going to make or they are going to create to become their project. But I suggest them to use folk tales or folklore from around Indonesia, especially in West Sumatra, because it seems that those folklores have moral message and moral value for the students and build their character building as well. And this digiling also try to collaborate between online and offline work of the students. They have to work online because they use technology in this case, and they also need to work offline because when they meet in the classroom, they try to discuss what they are going to write, what they are going to make. So it is an offline collaboration. Okay, it also develops students' digital literacy because the students need to grasp, to know or to master kinds of application that they're going to use in their digital storytelling later on. So if the students have digital literacy, it will be easier for them to master the material or to master the language, especially English. It also elaborate the language skills. As I mentioned just now, there are 6 language skills that students have to elaborate, so they can do it by using this technique. And then it also promote the students' self-confidence. I can observe that after handling this project, the students' awareness and also their self-confidence become increased because each of them has various responsibility in finishing the product. So even for the introvert ones, they still can work together with others. So it will really promote their self-confidence. Okay. Next slide, please, Beny. All right. Well, this is, as I mentioned to you guys, ladies and gentlemen, and also Bu Beny, this digiling or digital storytelling is used to study narrative, especially for grade 10E9 in SMA Negeri 1 Batangan Nganai last semester. So I did the project, I did the technique in semester 1 of the last semester, 2022 and 2023 academic year. I found that this technique is meaningful, very meaningful for the students. It's fun. The students enjoy it, and me too as a teacher, I really enjoy working together with them. And it is IT based because it involves digital literacy, and it is also innovative and inspirative because I have asked my students to share also the product or their project to other students and other teachers through their social media. And also, as I mentioned, it accommodates different learning style, whether it is visual learner, auditory, and kinesthetic. Next, Bu Beny. Well, I have also inserted some theoretical background in supporting my best practice or my research. I took it from Hickok in 2021. He said that the aim of differentiated learning is to increase learning for all the students by conducting various activities which respond better on special needs, strengths, and student preferences. So we really care here about the students' need, their strength, and also the preferences in studying. Okay. And then the second one is from the Porter and Hensky in 1992. They mentioned there are 3 kinds of learning styles that the students have. Visual learner, which focuses mainly on sight sense to observe and learn the object that they are going to learn, including picture, writing, video, image, music. And then the second one is auditory learners, which emphasize on sound to writing. So they learn by listening to the language input, and also kinesthetic learners who like moving in the classroom. So the kinesthetic learners like involving in doing the matter. In this case, is their digital storytelling. And then I also took a theory from Mora in 2014. He has divided the stages of digital storytelling into 8 stages, including start with an idea, doing research, explore and learn, and then to write the script, to make a storyboard and to plan, and to gather and also create images, put it all together, share and reflect and getting feedback. Okay, that's a theory that I try to insert in my best practice. Next, Bu Beny. Okay, now let me tell you how the digiling works actually. So I just try to simplify the steps into 6. This is also based on the reference that I read from Jati and also Ibu Dewi Vinita. And I also try to simplify it because the students just beginners, so they are 10th grade students. So just try to adjust with the students' ability. Well, the first step is project launching. Everybody in this project launching, so the teacher or I try to explain the definition of digital storytelling to the students, and also the stage and also the process of its implementation. And I also provide them with assessment. So assessment here, including the process and the product. I don't only pay attention to the end product or to the end product of the students, but also the process. As I talked to you, they have planned on this process around four weeks a month. Okay, and the students try to look for the stories which is relevant to their life. So they tend to choose folklore in this case. The second step is brainstorming. So everybody on this project launching, on this brainstorming, the students try to construct their ideas. So they sit together with their friends, and then they construct ideas about the chosen topic. So because since the topic is about narrative, so as I told you, they're advised to take folk tales, especially from West Sumatra or Indonesia in general. Okay. I also ask them to explore them by watching the video that can, so they're going to get an idea of the story that will be raised later. Well, the third stage is group discussing. Okay. Well, in this stage, the students are divided into groups, and then they discuss the story that they have chosen, the selected stories. They share the roles, and they also start doing research. I mean, to try to find the media that is suitable with their story. For example, like pictures, audio, story, music, and they also need to choose the applications that are useful and appropriate for their project. Some of them use Canva, maybe Stan, a light motion, comic strip. It is what else? And also other application like CapCut and KineMaster. Okay, so I let them free to choose the appropriate one for them. And for the fourth stage, or step number 4, is storyboarding and sketching. This is the most important one, everybody, because here the students are working together. They are collaborating one another. And on this stage, they also try to make the sketch of the story that they are going to present. And they also try to find the pictures maybe, or the bubbles or of dialogue that they are going to insert on their story. So this is very complicated. I don't want to say it's complicated. Very what is it? It is a very important part in doing this kind of project, storyboarding and sketching. Okay, and the next step is dubbing and finishing, as their names dubbing. So if the students use video, they have to discuss with their friends. They have to practice together before trying to dub or voice over the dialogue or the conversation of the characters that they have prepared before. So in this case, I also I ask them. I mean, I guide them in terms of pronunciation, intonation about the product that they are going to conduct. Okay. And then the last part is sharing and publishing. The digital storytelling that they have produced is shared and published on their social media as well, like Instagram, WhatsApp group, YouTube channel, Facebook, and other channels. I really hope that it will become inspiration for other students and teachers outside. And to me, as their teacher, I ask them to submit the video link of the product that they have made. They need the next slide, please. Well, for implementation of and the result of this DIGILING, I've mentioned to you that the process and the product until they come to the end product, it runs for 4 weeks. Okay, so it takes 1 month to finish this kind of project. And then I did it on the last semester, and the students submit the video link to me. And some of them also did a dubbing process, especially for the group who made the video, because they are making variation on the ending product, not only in the form of video, but also comic strip and others. I also try more to motivate them in doing the process of this digital storytelling by giving them such kind of verbal rewards. Oh, you did it, so you have done a very good job, something like that. Okay. And as a result, the video that they have produced is very varied and amazing to me as a teacher. This is also differentiation here in the process, content, and also the product that they have made. I have also found some obstacles in handling this digital storytelling. The obstacles deal with the students' quota, the network, and also there is a reluctancy of few students to join into the group, because it seems to me that they like to explore independently. So for this kind of students, I try to to give a special job for them that is suitable with their interest. I also I do not only conduct this storytelling into indoor activity, but also sometimes I took them out. So we are going to have outdoor activity. In my school, there is something like hall Laga-Laganan Balindung, we call it in West Sumatra. So this is something like a hall, very big hall. They can work there, they can sit, they can discuss about their project there. And then to me, I have also tried to disseminate this kind of project to English and GMP Forum of Padang Pariaman Regency and West Sumatra. Okay, Bu Beny, the next one.
Okay, Bu Jenny, you still have 3 minutes for this.
Okay, thank you for reminding.
Okay.
All right. Well, the next slide, please. Okay. After having finished handling this project with my students, try to get some conclusion, reflection, also recommendation. The conclusion is, I see some positive changing behavior on the students, so they become more fun. It seems to me that they really enjoy the activity that we have conducted together. Their self-confidence is also increased, and there's also positive correlation between the students' creativity and their mark. So before handling this project, they're speaking performance on narrative is the mean score is 74, just below KTP in my school, but now they got a higher one, 82. So the mark is listed on my best practice. Here I also try to recommend several things. The first one, be aware of the internet connection, because the problem occurred in my school, and also I also remind them to bring gadget before they conduct the project. So I remind to them, don't forget to bring the gadget tomorrow to school, because we're going to make our digital storytelling. So it is a kind of motivating for the students to increase their self-confidence. Okay, and this kind of DIGILING can also be conducted on other material, not only on narrative text, maybe on recount text and others, and also to other subjects, not only English, but Bahasa Indonesia maybe, or other subjects. And the supporting factors, I have found some supporting factors through the support system in my school, from my colleagues, my fellow teachers, from a headmaster who allow the students to use Wi-Fi, school Wi-Fi, and also the other obstacle is about gadget. Not all the students have gadget, so that's a problem. Okay, and then for the advancement alternative, it can be used as an alternative for teaching and learning, especially on narrative text in English, and also it is also be used as an alternative another form, I mean, like I can make it in a form of best practice, classroom action research, and also making video in order other teachers and students can be uh, can see and can enjoy the joyful that digital storytelling brings to us. Okay, Bu Beny, I think yeah. So everybody, maybe the last one. Those are some pictures of the stages that I have done with my students, indoor and outdoor. Those are the steps that I have mentioned to you just now. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Bu Beny and other fellow teachers, audience, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Actually, thank you, Bu Beny. Come back to you.
Okay, thank you so much for the great presentation, Bu Jenny. It's really, really interesting and great presentation. Or in Bahasa Indonesia, we can call it materinya daging semua, yes. And I do believe in that. I'm really interested, maybe in the next time I will apply this digiling, how to pronounce it well, digiling or digiling?
Digiling.
Okay, digiling. Okay, digiling. Digiling. Okay. Okay. Digiling is such a creative and innovative, also interesting learning. We can call it method or technique maybe, because it's really inspires the others who are doing the same thing like this one. And also the most important one, I think the most interesting one is we can apply digiling in all the subjects of the school. It's not only for the English one, but maybe we can have for IPS or IPA Bahasa Indonesia and another one.
Yep.
That's a really great presentation and idea, Bu Jenny. So it's yeah. And we also have some questions regards to the presentation about digiling.
Yep.
Maybe there are 5 or more questions for this. Are you ready to answer?
Inshallah, I will. Thank you, Bu Beny.
Okay, Ibu dan Bapak, we have some question here, and I would like to read for the question. For the first one, from the presentation about digiling, I do believe that previously we found the similar teaching technique with digiling. And what makes difference between digiling with the others?
Okay. Should I answer it directly, Bu Beny?
Okay, you can answer it directly, Bu Jenny.
Bu Beny. Well, you're right. So there have been some, if I can say, similar techniques maybe that have been conducted before. But what makes it different, or what makes it as a best practice, because we can do it in our classroom, in our own classroom, in our school actually. And also, I think there are several things that makes this best practice different with others. If we talk about the novelty of this project, the first one is it accommodates students' learning style. So not only visual, but also audio and also kinesthetic learners. So it really accommodates several kinds of student learning styles. And it creates profil pelajar Pancasila or P5 as I mentioned to you just now. So I have mentioned that I do not only assess the end product of this project, but also the process. So to me, the process is much more important than the product. Yeah, actually, for the process, I pay attention to students working together, their collaboration, and also their creativity. So those two parts makes this best practice different, I guess. And also, I do not limit the application that the students are going to use. I let them free. So I care much about the spirit of kurikulum Merdeka belajar. So just try to let them free to choose the appropriate application that work well with the students. Okay, and also the story that the students choose mostly the story which consists of bring moral message. So this is also character building in this case. I think that's it.
Okay, thank you so much. I think it's really answered for the question about the novelty of dealing with others. And I agree with that because it really accommodating implementasi kurikulum Merdeka. We really need the students' attention to engage in the classroom.
I guess so.
Okay, and then the second one. The second question is, so for implementing DIGILING in the classroom, what should teacher prepare before, Bu Jenny?
Oh, I see. Thank you. Well, in handling this DIGILING, not only the students have to prepare everything, but the teacher as well. The teacher's readiness actually. As a teacher, there are several things that we need to consider. We need to prepare before. The first one is the students should be aware, even a little bit, what kinds of application that the students use, because the students are digital native. So as a teacher, we also need to learn about the technology, because we need to be aware of digital literacy too, right, Bu Beny? Don't you think so? Okay, so as a teacher, we need to know kinds of application that they are going to use. Okay, and the next one, teacher should map. The teacher should make a map about the students' readiness. So because it is dealing with the mastery of the technology that the students will use, and not only about the students' readiness, we also be aware of the students' learning style. As I mentioned to you, we have to know which belong to audio learners, which are kinesthetic, and which ones are visual learners. So I try to mix them in a group. So there are kinds of learners, several kinds of learner in the group that I have assigned. So we have to know that first. Okay. So we have to know to make a map on this kind of students' learning style, and also the students' preferences. I mean their learning interest. We need to know kinds of students who like to work in group, but while some still prefer to work independently. So they have to, we have to also care about this one. And we need to know what kind of capabilities that they are mastering in. I mean, some of them like to speak up, so it is better for them to be a dubber later. But still, some still like drawing picture, so we can use this kind of students to make a sketch. So we have to know that the students' preferences as well. Bu Beny?
Okay, that's a great answer. And okay, we still have 2 minutes. I have the last question for this. Bu Jenny, wait a minute. Okay, so for the last question, it's about we can see from the documentation that you put on your slides, DIGILING has facilitated the different process of students' learning style. But how about the assessment? Is it different assessment as well with types of the assignment, result of the rate, and so on? Because we all know that the students has different learning style. How about the assessment? Is it different or something? Okay, that's it.
Yeah. Okay. Talking about assessment. Yeah, as I touched before, I try to conduct two kinds of assessment, dealing with the process and also the product that the students have created. So while making the process, I just pay attention to creativity and the collaboration that they have shown to me. And we agreed first about this assessment to the students. So on the first stage, on what do you call that, on the before launching the task or the assignment to the students, we have commitment that I'm going to see your collaboration, also your creativity. So try to do best on those two aspects. This is for process, Bu Beny. And for the end product of the students, I also make assessment based on specific rubric especially speaking rubric. Actually, I have inserted in my best practice, Bu Beny, on appendix of my best practice. So I try to see their planning, narration, or presentation. So just try to divide them into excellent, very good, good, and fair. So I also see that from the content, originality, vocabulary, the storyboard, the pronunciation. Yeah. So there are three major things that I assess here: planning, narration, and presentation. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. So the assessment has the rubric also because it is speaking skill. So
It is
you create
performance.
the rubric for the speaking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I adapted from appropriate rubric, and then I try to adapt the new one for this.
Okay, that's really great, Jenny. Okay. Oh my gosh, the time is up, but I still want to have talk with you. Maybe we can talk in the next time.
Okay, thank you so much,
Okay,
Bu Beny.
before we close our session for this one, Ibu dan Bapak, I can conclude that Digiling is a really great innovative for teaching technique in the classroom. I do believe that the students will engage, not all students, but mostly students will engage with this process because they will be happy if they can move their body in the classroom. They can share many things to their friends or collaborate, have discussion and many things, especially for the generation Z. They really love for editing the video because every day they watch the video in the YouTube, in the TikTok, Instagram, and many platforms.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think Digiling can be adapted or you can implement in the classroom based on your subject with a little modification according to you, right, Vijay? That's all, Ibu Bapak, for our session today. Thank you so much for watching this video. We can see in the next webinar. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.